wakili half-baked because you will not be admitted, but it feels like there is just justice that is not enough. Tomorrow mimi niko na nyinyi hapo Karen. My office, I opened an office in Ngong this week. And I'm coming to demonstrate with you. Every business is closed tomorrow. Mimi nakuja kudemonstrate because CLE ilitupitisha vitu mingi sana. It is just no, it feels like my human rights were violated by being in CLE. Thank you.
Asante manzie Martha. Atieno Gora, afu nimeona mwalimu Jackton ameingia space, so after Atieno Jackton ataongea.
I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So I'm glad lawyers have been able to come together to be able to fight for their own rights, because CLE has been causing a lot of depression to lawyers, and it's time we also fight for our own rights. One thing I'd like to say is this. I've seen CLE has been acting with a lot of impunity. I know people who have actually even been bribing to be able to be given marks. Some even sit for others' exams, okay? And I've seen also CLE does not listen to people unless you have court orders. So what I'm also advising, apart from the march we are going to do tomorrow, it's also important, as we've discussed here, we look at the way forward. Because if you do a real forensic audit of these papers, you'll find that actually people have been passing, but it's a systemic way of minting money from lawyers. So for sure, the swamp must be drained. We've seen doctors have also done their part yesterday, and lawyers, you have to fight for yourselves. Personally, I'm willing and able to be able to assist in the drafting. We took CLE to court in 2021. I was admitted in 2021, and it was because of the delayed admissions. And successfully now, they are up to 3 admissions per year. So don't be afraid to fight for what is rightfully yours, and we must end the impunity. There is corruption everywhere, and we have to fix this nation. Thank you.
Asante sana manzie. Mwalimu Jackson.
Thank you so much, Dave. I'm so heartbroken. I was just waking up and I'm so heartbroken. Looking at what CLE is doing. I have around, I think they're close to now 226 messages from people that sat exams. And the results that they're having is the results they've been having for a good number of times. Now, as early this morning, the last time I confirmed, is that 99% of people that sat the exams had failed. And the bad thing, because it was a resit, everybody that sat the resit failed because of whatever CLE did. So I tried reaching out to some of my contacts that I have there. And then the first excuse they're having is that they uploaded the wrong results. They uploaded the wrong results. And it's very, very crazy. I don't know. Now, as of this time, they have changed the results again and they've uploaded another result. Now, I've written to the president, and the first thing I've told him is that the board must recall the results, and that we are not going to accept that result as it is. I've told her to call the Professor Dote and have the results entirely revoked. I mean, the CLE board must recall that result, because we are not going to accept this result, even as people that sat the exams and passed, even people that have been admitted, the entire legal fraternity, we are not accepting this result. And it's good that we are finally coming together to speak against such craziness with the CLE. Now, I understand that the CEO is going out. Jennifer Gitiri's term is coming to an end, I think, this month. And for a lady that is holding a lot of government positions, it is just very crazy that she just came in the other day, which she was not supposed to be at CLE. She's been having problems with KRA from day one. And today she's the CEO of CLE, and she's leaving, if not this week or next week, with a very dysfunctional council. And it is also very funny that all the council members are sitting pretty and enjoying the money that is coming from the state office, and also students that have been receiving the exams year in and year out. So we need to call these people out. We need to start from Odote himself. We need to even tag Wanjala. Smoking Wanjala is a board member. Is I think is on Twitter. Nyakundi George. These are members that are sitting in the council. We have Alosa, Giteria herself. So we need to call out these people. We are not going to sit. I think one of the first it is for minimum that we are not going below is that the entire result must be recalled. There is no way around that. They have to recall the results. We are not accepting any jokes with these people now because they have been playing the same thing. 5 months ago, actually not 5 months ago, but 2 months ago, people were already seeing their results. The CLE system is so porous that you can even see your results. You log in your details and you are able to tell. You are able to tell which specific unit you failed. It's not making sense. It's not nice, guys. The entire integrity of these results have been compromised. We've had stories, we've had instances where these results have been leaked before, and they have been leaked worse than when this lady was in office for a very few times. And yes, when called upon, we can be able to swear an affidavit to that extent. So we are saying very clearly, and I saw Mwanza here, the JSC male representative, and I'm seeing some of them are also here, appearing with parody accounts. They need to reveal their faces. There's no way we are taking the results. So the first thing we've said, and I've already communicated this also, that the board must sit and the board must recall the entire exams, the entire results. The second thing, we need an audit of the entire marking. We need an audit of the entire marking system, and then we need the mark sheets and the booklets. Everybody needs to be given the reason why, because the Constitution allows us to get information. Article 35 is very clear on access to information. We need to get access to these mark sheets, and they need to tell us on what basis is somebody getting 35 for sitting 3 things. Like somebody said in this result, if you sit this results, this exams twice, you become an expert. It doesn't make sense sitting the same paper every year, and the syllabus doesn't change. It has never changed. So it is very, very, very wrong. And I was hoping, I saw here, the LSK president, it is time that LSK stop sitting on the fence. We need to call these people. We need to call these people, and also you guys, you need to tag the AG, of course, because CLA acts directly under the office of the Attorney General. It must not be accepted. So for those who received the results, whether you've passed or not, whether that specific portal right now is telling that you've passed, whether it's telling you that you have to reject that. That result must be rejected. So we are calling for an entire recall of the entire results. We are calling for an audit, and we are calling for there's nothing like a remark. We don't need a remark. We need the results. And one thing I've already communicated also as well is that CLE must compromise. We know of the internal politics that goes on at current center. We know those internal politics whereby they keep the number of people getting into profession. They don't even mark these things. We know these things. They don't mark. Those people don't mark. Those people just sit somewhere. They get the commissions, and then they do whatever they're doing, and then they release the exam very recklessly. So we are not going to accept that moving forward. So we want the result, and we have said we just need the results. Nobody's going to pay another 10,000, another 15,000, another 2 months, another 3 months. What are you going to tell your parents? What are you going to tell your friends? What are you going to even to tell yourself when you sleep at night? What do you tell yourself? That you're not able to pass CLE after 50 sittings? It doesn't make sense, guys. So the thing that we need to do is we are rejecting the entire results, and we are marching to CLE. For those who are able to attend, you are going to CLE. And the first thing is that we are not accepting the results. It doesn't matter whether you're admitted or not, whether you're a judge, a magistrate. I'm seeing some magistrates in this space. Well done, because we need all the voices that we need. The JSC, the LSK, every person needs to speak on one voice, and that one voice is we are not accepting the results. We need the board, headed by Professor Doty, to recall that entire result. Jennifer Gitiri must resign I know she's leaving office either today or tomorrow, but she has to resign. And she needs to take accountability for all the things that are going on at CLE right now. We know what the body is doing. So we need to speak from that. And then from that point, we move forward. But we are not accepting the results. And we need to speak as a team. We need to show up tomorrow. We need to keep tweeting. We need to call these people by name. Samson Alosa, we need to call them by name because we know them. We know everyone that sits in that council. We know the people that approve the same bullshit that was sent to the board. This same bullshit result was sent to the board, and this board approved this result, knowing very well that this is not the result that is supposed to be released. The same result that was uploaded yesterday night that revealed that 99% of people that started the exam failed, an entire over 2,000 people that started the exams failed. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense even a little. So this board approved the uploading of this fake thing, and then right now they're saying that it is an ICT thing. So all the time, since time immemorial, since 2014, every time there's a proposal, CLE always say there's an ICT thing. There's a problem. And the same reason they have not given us the spreadsheet now, the PDF document that they always send, is because there's nothing to upload. There's nothing to upload. They don't want accountability. They're not showing that because they know once they send out that bullshit of a spreadsheet they have, it is over for them. So we are telling them, and we are copying all those people that are concerned. We are not getting the results. We are not taking that thing that they're uploading. They need to recall it. The board need to sit as fast as possible. They need to call the results, and they need to do a thorough audit. They need to give every person. I've seen the tweet by the president saying that CLA will be getting in touch with individual students. We don't need that. That time is gone. We need them to come out and say, we have recalled the results and we have corrected the results. And person X, Y, Z, your results are these. You have passed. So there's nothing else. There's nothing else. And moving into the future, we'll need to have a discussion. And I think Faith is taking note if you're in this call. We need to have a discussion about what is the role of CLE, really, what is the role of CLE in this legal education? And why is it a problem for CLE itself to cause a lot of mayhem on students that are trying to make like a friend of mine just told me that they're even considering suicide. People are considering killing themselves. And it's not a joke. And I think it is time that people stop playing with the results. It is so bigger than any of us. So let's do this. If you are in a space where you can make time tomorrow, there's no negotiation. There's no negotiation. We are not going to talk. We have already said what we want to say. And the same thing we have said are first two things. You have to revoke the result and you have to give the results. People must pass. People have passed. We know that. We know that. Personally, I can swear an affidavit. I can swear 1,000-page affidavit even today. That is not the result. Whatever is being posted there is not the result. I can swear an affidavit to that extent. So if somebody wants me to swear that affidavit, I'm all here. I will draft it myself and it will be sworn. So let us not play. Let the board revoke that result and let them give the exact result. They know very well people have passed. I don't know why they're gatekeeping. CLE doesn't employ advocates. Why should they gatekeep on the number of advocates getting into the profession? What is the fun of having somebody do pupillage for 5 years? What is the fun of having somebody sit in a law firm, mark timing, as other people come and go for 10 years? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to us. It doesn't make sense. So we are sending a clear message, and these people need to be held accountable. These people are earning for nothing. All these people that are sitting in the board, they are earning for nothing. For nothing. The first mistake was having this lady sit as the CEO of CLE. It doesn't make sense. So yes, we are all boats. Any person that has received the results, that is not the result. And don't doubt yourself. Don't start thinking that you are so stupid that you couldn't pass a single paper over and over again. It's not about you. It's about a system that has been structured to fail everybody at every time. So we are saying no, the board must sit. And if they don't sit, they will see us. Yes, and if they're looking for sponsors of this movement, there's no sponsor here. Everything we are tired. We are tired. And let them take legal action and we will be there. We will meet them. Whatever they're trying to do. All of them, there's so many here. There are around 8 of them. I can't even call them by name. They're all joined in this call, on this call here. They're trying to listen in and try to threaten people that they will let them take legal action. Cowards. So that's what I'm saying. So let's march up tomorrow. If you are, it doesn't matter whether you're an advocate or not. This is for everyone. This is for all of us. So please, 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 let's get out. Let's do it. Let's call these people by name, because it's enough is enough, guys. We've suffered enough. The economy is very hard right now. We don't even have the 10,000 to keep giving CLE, 15,000, and they don't mark. That's the problem. They don't even mark. They don't even mark. Let one of the markers come out and say, "Hey, I was a marker and we are at this place and we are marking." Bullshit. They don't do that. Let them give those booklets. Let them bring them. Everybody will be at Current Center tomorrow. Let them bring those booklets. They don't even have them. So we are not playing. Let the board do what they're supposed to do. And if they want war, then this is war. Thank you very much, Dave.
Asante sana mwalimu manze. You've shared an insightful stuff. We appreciate your support. Wacha research koma onge, alafu Otieno Ogola you can speak after. Cause yeah.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I think it hits home when you have been affected by this. My name is Kimani. Let me just put it out there, research.com, because I've been affected. I can raise this on two grounds. I did my paper on 2023, the first round, March. I did the 9 papers. I passed 7. 2, one I was given LWD, I had 49, and conveyancing, I had 45. I decided, let me risk, pay for a remark. For LWD, I paid. Surprising enough, when the results were out, I got a 58. You are like, what? How did the first marker who marked the exam didn't see that? That is around 9 marks. 9 marks. Because I was given, and I had passed, we had really passed even our project marks, which we had for LWD, we had 17, and also for my orals, I had 14. And it was not a hard per se, let me quote unquote, it was not a hard paper. So 49, because we were around that time, the people who had failed were around 26. So you are like, I'm among the last people, and it was not that. So once I did the remark, I was given 58. So that was the first red flag, and also quite a number of people who did remark. People were added 12, 9, 7. You're like, the first people who marked, they didn't see this. My other concern now, the other paper was conveyancing. I did it November, got a 44, did it on March, 45, and now this round it was a 45. So there was no change, 45. And then after we have complained, it has gone down, they have altered, now it's at 33. So the total that I have spent, that's around 45K. That's a full sitting. The ones we paid for 9 exams, because you usually pay 5. So there is a lot, I agree, there is a lot of impunity, and I'll be joining you guys. I'll come there. We raise our concern. We raise also the screenshots. I've been taking screenshots so that to prove to these guys that it's chaos in that CLE paper, and we should come together and raise our issues. And also those who are threatening, I've had, kindly share those screenshots, those DM, tusalimie how hizo those Twitter spaces, but we won't be cowed and cowed down, and we'll continue. So I'll be there. Yes, we come so that this impunity to stop. They are milking us in this economy, and we won't accept it. Thank you.
Atieno, you can now speak.
Yeah, thank you again. So just to support what also Mwalimu Jackson was saying, for sure the board itself has failed, and even as they recall the examination, they should just go home, because if they cannot be able to be accountable, in the process of examination, and that is their oversight role. What are they doing there at CLE? Personally, I am very disappointed because, as Mwalimu Jackson has said, we help students to be able to pass their exams, and people are at the point of committing suicide, but there are some people who are busy sitting determining how many people should pass, how many people should fail. As I've reiterated, let's all come out tomorrow. Let us not be intimidated, because if we don't do this, then the impunity will continue. And even for the board members who could be listening to this space, shame on you. Shame on you, kabisa, because you cannot be releasing examinations which do not have any integrity, which do not have any form of accountability, and then be blaming it on junior staff. That is very low, and we are not going to continue with that new law that you're setting. So if you cannot recall the exams, then you just go home, and we need a new board that will actually serve the purpose which it was instituted. Thank you.
Dave, sorry, let me just add something. I've seen a message from the LSK president. She's saying that she's telling me that any person she has spoken to the chair of the board, the Odote guy, and the agreement is that any person that the results have been changed, and any person that is having a complaint or that has not seen any change in their portal should contact Professor Dote. That is the latest I've received, but that is still crazy. That is still very crazy. That is not even 1 out of 10 of what we are asking. That is very crazy, and we are not accepting. I've already said that we are not accepting that. So even if we are we supposed to go visit Odota to, where he's staying? We know where he's staying. We can go there, yes. If he wants us to go be his guest for tonight, we can't do that. But then, what is the end game? So, like we have said, we are not playing this hide and seek with these guys. And what the board is trying to do right now is saying, oh, we have updated this thing. Any person who is still not, who are still complaining, let them reach to us anonymously, send us an email. We're not sending no emails. Odote knows where CLE is. If he wants to speak to any person, let them call a press. They usually do that. So let them come, let them sit down, let them revoke the results, and there's nothing like reach out. There's nothing like reach out, send a message. If you don't see any change, reach out. The entire result is a problem. Everything is a problem. Everything, the entire, from 1 to Z is a problem. There's no way. There's a friend of mine that scored 87 as of Wednesday last week. She was having 87 in conveyancing. Today she's having 33. In the last sitting, she was having 49. So you ask yourself, so if the last sitting she was having 49, and then before the results were posted last night, she was having 87, and now as I'm speaking right now, she's having 33. What is that? So where are these numbers coming from? Guys, maybe the world is ending. Maybe these are the signs that were spoken about. The world is ending. But what kind of nonsense are these? How do you even explain that? So how is 49 related to 33 and 87? It doesn't make sense. The entire result is a sham. So again, like everybody has said, don't be cheated. Don't be cheated that, oh, we will help you. We've seen you having a problem. Let us help you. Let us do this. No, they're going to help everybody, or they're going to help themselves by leaving those offices. That is the stand. So back to you, David. Thank you.
Manze, hiyo kitu ati we send emails as we reach out, we've already done that before and we are not doing it again. Hiyo period ya sijui reaching out and speak to us, or we are going to attend to you, we have good staff in our office who can listen, who can take action and stuff. Hiyo nini ishapita, it's too late, we are not taking that direction. Direction tuko nayo, it's tomorrow we are coming to your office, you resign after giving us the right results. Hakuna kitu ingine. ati sijui we are not sending any emails sijui or any stuff sijui nini cause hawatatusaidia. Ukienda hapo personally, let me tell it to you, they won't help you. They won't help you. You just come tomorrow hapo hivyo Karen, we go there as a group, we ask for their resignation. Hakuna kitu ya ati we send emails. We are not sending any email. Nobody is sending an email. Hizo results already ziko altered cause hiyo admin nikiangalia results zangu before they were okay, but ukiangalia sahi results they have been altered, they are different. Asubuhi jana ukiangalia results were okay, asubuhi ukiangalia unaona portal like unaona transcript iko empty, the next minute ukiangalia unaona hiyo portal, yani hiyo transcript imewekwa mavitu zao hapo. So hakuna kitu ati they have updated. Mbona hawako update hizo results before they make an official release? Yeah. So I'm kindly asking everyone mwenye alikalia exams asitume email or stuff. Hizo results we want them recalled, as Mwalimu Jackson has said, zikuwe recalled zote and those people to resign. That's the bare minimum. Who wants to speak next? Acha ni adu wase. Naona nini ziko mingi. Mark, speak to us, bro.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm also a former ASL student, but I faced all these challenges that are being spoken of today, and I decided to drop out in 2020, 2021. And I like that people are really asking, what next after the marks? And this is something that I feel like we also need to discuss. And the truth is that the legal industry in Kenya is in the pits. Things are disgusting out there once you finish the KSL and you actually look for work and you start working.
Kia
Naweza kusikia,
manze,
naweza kusikia.
the space ilikuwa imedrop, muitishe mic tena, sijui what was happening. Ni kama wanatampa na space yetu, but we must tell them the truth, we must face them, we won't fear anything. Kama unataka kuongea, itisha mic, you speak. In the meantime, mnaweza endelea kutweet hapo chini, mnaweza endelea ku amplify the hashtag ispote occupy CLE tomorrow at 10 am. Tukutane hapo Karen town, then we march the offices. Hizo vitu wanasema ati at we send emails, we've already decided that we are not sending any emails. We'll occupy the offices. So manze, request mic. Ukitaka ku request mic hapo chini kwa simu yako ama laptop yako, kunako ka button ka microphone, just kafinye and then I will get your request, nikupe chance you speak. Mark, you are speaking. Unaweza nini tena? You can request the mic again.
Nimemtumia invite apande juu ndo endelee kuongea, so anaweza accept.
Okay.
Hao wengine wenye mnaitisha pia nawapandisha, so ukipanda una mute.
Glenn maona hadi amenini huyo, the Glenn sijui alikuwa amenitisha mic, sijui kama ametuma request. Yes, you can. Yeah.
And my profile is not hidden, and I will not hide it, and I'm not planning to hide it anytime soon. And I'll say this: ourselves, we cannot be players in the justice sector, yet we are victims of injustice. Why am I saying that? Whatever is happening in CLE is a showcase of pure incompetence. Because if today morning you cannot tell me that you make an error of posting results for November, I mean, unaanzaje kuniambia una post results za November and it's April? You understand? That aside, there's so much that needs to be done away with, aside from the mass failure. We are addressing mass failure right now on the issue of inconsistencies when it comes to the results, because people are saying they had different results. As at in the morning they had a certain percentage, and as at a certain time they had a different percentage. It cannot be, and we cannot allow that. Being lawyers, I mean, it will only be funny to the other professions if there is oppression on our side and we are not speaking to that oppression. So we have to speak to that oppression, and there is no other time better than this to speak to that oppression. As I close, even the amount that is charged by CLE for the receipts and the remarks, I mean, it is preposterous. It is a preposterous amount. There is no way you will charge 15,000. Kuna watu wamesomeshwa HELB. Do they consider that? Kuna watu walisoma HELB campus. I mean, when people are saying they're dying of depression, it is real. People are depressed out here. I know people who are depressed out here because of CLE. So tomorrow we're occupying CLE, whether they like it or not, and they have to make those changes. And it is our time. We are fixing this nation one by one. Today is CLE, tomorrow is another entity. And I also want to urge the LSK to come in and echo their voice. I mean, right now it's not the time for us to rely on words only. We want actions. It is time for action. Thank you.
Thank you manze. Kama unajua your friends, just mobilize them. Kesho manze tutoke. Hadi wale wenye wamepita ama wamefanyiwa nini, just mobilize a person. Kila msee akimobilize watu wawili watatu, tutakuwa wasi wengi. So manze, maloya ma advocates have given have pledged their support. So manze, kesho you just come. Hakuna mtu atakuwa arrested, and even if you will be arrested, they will offer their services. So manze, mobilize as many people as you can, so that you hapo 10 am tupatane hapo Karen. we'll communicate the exact place kwa the group, hiyo group yenye imekuwa created for the purpose. So manze, just mobilize as many people as you can. PLO, speak to us, bro. PLO, unaongea kweli? Hatukusikii. Nani anasikia PLO? Preacher, unamsikia?
Azizi aongei.
Okay, Mark, you can speak as we wait for PLO to sort out their nini.
Okay, thank you. So just to continue where I left off, well, first to begin, tupatana kesho. Hapa ijalishi kama wewe ni wakili, if you're not, I mean if you watched Suits, wewe ni wakili, wewe fika kesho. You sound like Brian Mwenda can be accepted into courts with a fake degree. I think we all have the right to show up and to protest. The point I was getting at was that I think this should only be the beginning, because the entire legal profession and legal system in Kenya is absolutely in the pits. There are people who have found success out of it. There are people who enjoy the profession. But then when we look at it as a whole, there's no way that we can say that this thing is functioning the way it is. And KSL, CLE have been abject failures for the past 20 years. They claim that they're producing quality professionals with certifications that will allow them to interpret the law, to write the law, and to apply the law. But what we have is a profession that is riddled with quacks, with people with counterfeit papers, with people who have no moral values at all. Because as we sit here today, and someone has already raised this, there are very many qualified people in this space, there are very many qualified people all over Kenya. But someone like Karen Nyamu apparently graduated from KSL and has a practicing certificate as an advocate in this country. As we sit here today, there is a lawyer who actually went and defended Babu Owino in court. And I know we're going to say that everybody has the right to be innocent until proven guilty. But how is it that there is video evidence of this man shooting someone, and you as a lawyer take that file to court? And CLE, KSL, and I appreciate all the work that Madam President has done with LSK. How is it that you sit and do not disbar this person from the profession? The second thing is that all these three institutions, again, with appreciation to the work that Madam President has done so far, but LSK, KSL, and CLE are irredeemably married to the political class in this country. Anyone who has been admitted before will tell you, during that admission ceremony, they will give recognition to the children of politicians, while everybody else is called on normally. Everyone will tell you there's been a very strong pipeline from the LSK presidency to politics. I mean, before Madam President, we had an invisible president. Before that, we had Nelson Havi, who very quickly, after his term expired, what did he do? He went to run for a position as the Member of Parliament in Westlands. He lost, and now he occupies a government position. And he's not the first, and he will not be the last to do that. I think at this point in time, LSK has shown us, through the work of Madam President and those who are with her, that they're willing to provide support and to aid us in this journey. But for KSL, for CLE, I think these institutions need to be scrapped, and we need new institutions from afresh, because there's nothing that they're doing that adds value to this country. Now, I had the privilege of going to a school where all the units that are taught in KSL are taught at the undergraduate level. And if you ask me, all of these units are better taught at the undergraduate level. For anyone who's done commercial transactions, which is more or less most of the people here, I think we can all agree that those 9 months where certain lecturers, I won't mention names, will come and brag to us about how their suits cost 20,000 and they drive Mercedes Benz worth 4 million. That is not enough time to cover everything in commercial transactions. This whole issue of pupillage should not even exist, because when you look at it, the only role that it serves is to oppress and reduce the earning power of young people entering the legal profession. I had started on this before the space ended, but in 2021, there was a survey that was done on how much people earn during pupillage. And this is why I'm saying this cannot be the end, because you will fight for your marks, you will head on to pupillage, and people will pay you peanuts. They will work you like a donkey from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. They will demand that you work on the weekends. You're going to be stressed, you're going to be depressed. And at the end of the day, the highest paying firm in the country, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, for pupillage at this point, I think pays up to 70,000 shillings. That's the highest paying firm. There's no more than 10 firms that pay you more than 50,000 shillings a month. And these are people who have refused to adapt to hybrid working. So you're going to work each and every single day. You're paying that fare. They will demand that you wear suits. So there's, there's laundry that you're going to have to pay for. Very many of them are not going to provide you with lunch. So at the end of the day, if you do the math, you're barely going to have anything left over at the end of the day in terms of saving for the first 2, 3, sometimes even 5 years of your career. And these are the institutions that we just simply cannot allow to continue existing. Because even after that, if you started pupillage and you're earning 30,000 shillings a month, there's no way that when you're being promoted to an associate, senior associate, you'll go and tell someone, give me 200,000. There's no company which is going to give you 6 times the amount of pay that you have within 1 or 2 years of work. And the reason why I'm saying this is absolutely dreadful is because these firms, even the highest paying ones that pay you 50,000, 70,000 a month, when they're charging their clients, they will provide their clients with a charge or an invoice that is charging at $100, sometimes $125 per hour of work as a trainee or as an associate. So that means for you, as someone who is a legal trainee, you're in pupillage, you're a junior associate, you have actually made your salary in half a day of work. Everything else, the remaining 29 and a half days of the month that you're working, you're making money for the law firm. That does not make sense. And we'll sit here, we'll fight about the exam results, we'll fight about the salaries. But these are not fights that are happening for the first time today. There are very many people in the space right now who fought during 2021. I remember the CLAWE hashtag was very popular. There are people here who've complained saying that they first started KSL in 2012. So it's not enough for us to say that they should resign. KSL should be abolished and a new system should be put in place. Because if you ask me, again, I say this as someone who did all the units that are offered in KSL in undergrad. All those units can be offered at the undergraduate level. There's no reason why we should wait 6 years before you can start earning as a lawyer in this country. If it's a bar exam, those exams should be given or administered at the university level, or it should be done independently from a national body such as KSL. Because what that does, as we've seen, is that it opens it up to corruption, to malpractice, and it becomes very difficult to seek accountability. Because at the university level, if I am dealing with one university as opposed to an institution that has been bastardized and is corrupt to the core, it is a lot easier for you to seek accountability. Because even the lecturers in KSL, and I'll be fair in my assessment here, there are some lecturers who I believe do a good job or try to do their best with what they have been given. But there are some lecturers there who are absolute idiots, who don't know what they're doing. Or even if they do have the qualifications and the degrees, I mean, in my year, I had a lecturer who would come to class and openly harass women. he would openly ask people, what are you, wewe unapenda kinywaji gani? And it was notable that he only did this for light-skinned women, so he obviously had a type. There are people who were subjected to absolutely horrible questioning processes during their oral exams. Meanwhile, because someone looks a certain way, you'll be asked the simplest of questions. Even these lecturers, we cannot just sit down and let them get away with what they have been doing and say that KSL, the board of KSL should resign and then we start again. We'll face the exact problems all over again. So I'll end it here, but then that is my submission. I think KSL, CLE should not exist anymore. We should have a different operating system for how people will become lawyers and should be certified to practice in this country.
Hello. Okay. That is good insight. I'm trying to bring back Dave. It seems his device has an issue. So what I can also say is that we should continue with the conversation. Let us keep tweeting Occupy CLE. I see they have started responding. They have started responding. If you can be able to look at their Twitter handle. But that should not stop us from occupying them tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day, and we have to continue with the conversation. So let us keep tweeting Occupy CLE, the problems that you might have. For those who are not willing to go or not willing to speak up, you tweet. You can use your parody. You can use me to amplify your problems. Any other person who can be able to speak, who has a mic?
Can you hear me, Billy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Sorry, I was having connectivity issues, but nonetheless, I'm glad to be here. Well, I'd first begin by saying that CLE is technically a criminal enterprise that is meant to impoverish not just the students but the nation of the kind of advocates that should be channeled into the market to serve the country and the globe at large. So the fight with CLA didn't just begin, I think, the other day when we were at KSL. The CLA hashtag was quite popular. So my colleagues, Maya, Solonka, and the rest, we initiated a constant fight because CLE gave us a week's notice for the bar exams, which is contrary to the laid down, statutory provisions and the guidelines as well. So that's where our fight with them began, and it even necessitated to having the embattled former CEO, Mr. Wambua, to on our call to come to KSL to have discussions. And the kind of recommendations we gave have never been, incorporated. But what I do understand is everything is by design. Whatever happens at CLE, it happens by design. Back then, when we had Mr. Gachagua, who is now one of the judges in the special court to the same status as the High Court, that fight began over there, and then it was channeled all the way now to Mr. Wambua, and it is a cabal. It is a cartel that is meant to maintain the status quo and ensure that not a huge chunk or fraction of students who qualify to be admitted to the bar get that particular privilege to be called advocates when they take their oath to serve, to uphold, respect, and defend the rule of law. And then back in 2019, Kipra, the Public Policy Research Agency, published a report